moment. Gonna be Snapu coming on the side of red here with Alpha Team on blue. Very first game of the MSI Gaming Arena. Do start things off with a bit of a bang. Looks like we will see a bit of an invade as pings go down.
Well, it really will be up to both of these teams to sort of find the cheese at level 1, because right now they are both out of the base at hyperspeed. They are ready to find the enemy. Both of them are on the bot side of the map, so if there is a level 1 cheese, a level 1 skirmish, now's the time.
So you've got the Thresh, you've got the invade potential coming through from Alpha Team as they sit in a brush here. And he actually might be caught if he goes in, but I think gets spotted out as one of them go around the longer path, but a ward's going to be dropped and that invade gets put to a halt.
Yeah, well, one of the downsides of invading and getting picked out as a 5-man unit without necessarily finding anything is the fact that you are just sitting in such a terrible position compared to the enemy. They can already completely swamp their first buff and you can't really get around yours. You are now behind. You're essentially trying to outplay them because you outplayed yourselves in the early game.
Well, now we're looking at a pretty standard fan coming from both teams. Couple of wards dropped, anti-invade measures put through. Green members sitting near this bluff, this Malphite is going to be an interesting kick coming in the jungle. Alright, that's alright then. That's alright, level 6, that's alright.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, you know? He's not an amateur to
Not an amateur Malphite, no.
No, and this Malphite, that skin is beautiful. The obsidian skin.
Well, I just bought Mecha Malphite, so...
Mecha?
Yeah, the Mecha. Haven't you seen the Mecha Malphite?
You mean the one with the rockets as the ults?
No. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
The turbo thrusters?
I don't know. Are going to see a bit of trading back and forth in this middle lane as Zed is still going on in that blue buff. It's actually taken him 20 seconds to pick that one up, so he's half LC. He's probably going to have to pop a pot. Zed in the middle, taking a bit of proc. Polaris is back on this 80 carry Lucian. Thresh accompanying is going to be a bit of a dangerous lane for the Kate if she comes too far forward.
Yeah, and that's really strange because you normally pick Caitlyn for the laning phase, but at the current moment, Lucian is just so apt at trading right back. If Caitlyn decides to go for the poke, he can go for the dash in, and he can just get so much damage down on her before she gets her 90 caliber now.
Absolutely, and already the mid has turned into a bit of an Annie set. She has just led the farm, going to be evened up by Zed very momentarily. The Annie is going to continue to harass this Zed. We did talk about it. At least 3-6 going to be detrimental for the Zed.
Yeah, Zed's going to be poked out so much in this lane. I've only got one thing to ask you, Jay.
Yep.
Has anybody counted the Zed? Because I have.
Jimmy, I'm happy to do this by myself if I have.
No, I love your company. This is why I come.
I know that Nas again. So look, there's the Thunderlord's procs. Gets the double shuriken, but it's really not enough to trade back. And Zed's either going to have to back off or just farm pretty passively in this wave.
Oh, what a hook!
Wow, their sense of plans between the players on point. Polaris is going to get exhausted here. Heals out of the way. The Ignite goes onto the Caitlyn, who just gets 3 hits. Polaris now down a summoner.
Not only Polaris, but also Hyper Psycho, because Hyper Psycho uses Ignite on Sephora, the Caitlyn. Very strange design, because she was on full health, and she essentially wasn't even using a biscuit at the time, so no healing got denied then, and he's not going to have that Ignite should another skirmish come around.
Well, very curious if this OCS player can carry this bottom lane. And you know, Polaris, a mid laner, has just played a full split on the side of Fauna. Now he makes his way into Alpha Team. Snapu, small little gold lead, but nothing really to frown about at the moment. Going to take a little bit more proc. Zed knows that Annie has stun up. She's going to get a bit of a trade-off here. Thunderlord's proc goes off again. But the Shuriken used to try and trade back here. Annie half health.
And that's what we're going to see every single time that Annie has her stun. She's essentially just going to hold onto it and wait for Zed to ingress onto her before she uses it. And if he never does, then at the very least, we've got all the zoning potential in the lane. But watch it.
Oh, nice death sentence. The play follows up. Polaris doesn't have the follow damage. Actually gets queued out by Caitlyn. I don't think they can really trade off in this lane at the moment.
No, that was a beautiful hook that we just saw come out of Thresh.
Wow.
However, the follow-up was not the best thing in the world. Because Lucian, he doesn't have the cookie advantage compared to Caitlyn, and also they were fighting right in the middle of the lane for red side. That was such a detrimental fight, and they should never have taken.
This mid lane now looked at by Malphite. Zed probably does have the shadow to get out, so we're not going to look at this mid. Malphite following it through. You do jump back through. Nice little disengage coming through. Cocoon lands on Malphite. At least goes in, but Zed's already out, so a bit of miscommunication here as Annie gets the stun. Thunderlords is there as well. Waiting for the next Cocoon. Flashes in. There's the Ignite. Oh my god, but Zed loses his first blood as Elise continues to follow Malphite, but it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade with Annie picking that one up.
It's a fight of inches, and they lost by just a fraction of a second too slow. That first blood gold means the difference between getting a lead in this lane and losing it. And Zed went for the ballsy play.
Oh, he gets the hook as well. There's the play. Elise looking for the final hit, but she pulls the rappel, doesn't go on the Malphite, and somehow he gets out.
What? That was one hit away, so I really do question the Elise not going for that last kill. But all in all, looking at that 1-for-1 trade, Annie's got to come out on top of that because she's got so much more out of that trade. She's got her Seeker's Arm Guard now, scaling very comfortably into that Zhonya's. And as soon as she gets a Zhonya's, it essentially will just hard counter the Zed.
You can see that this Thresh is moving all around the map. No summoners left. That Ignite is going to be up in 20 seconds if he wants to re-engage in the mid. And he's going to get procced here. Thunderlords on the Zed, but both of them have level 5. No level 6 yet. First level 6 in this lane could be it. Could be the level advantage that makes the lane, as the Zed is now 1-1-0. Has the Hex Drinker to deal with this Annie. But yeah, there's the 6 coming through from the Zed. He doesn't have Ignite or Flash though.
Zed needs to use his ultimate whenever he has a chance to, because as soon as Annie goes for that, goes to the Zhonya's, and as soon as she gets it, essentially he has one less target on the map to use it on. And it's not really that useful for him because he's going to lose his split pushing potential really fast. So if any there were a time, he needs to let Annie push out, get closer to his lane, and then just drop it on her.
Well, the Trundle farming okay up in the top lane. We did say the Gnar is a counter pick, but he's going alright. Again, Death Sentence lands, and there's the play. Tries to get out with a net, uses the flash here. Willaris doesn't actually have culling or the mana, or sticks even for that matter. The lane is turned around in the bottom, and Caitlyn forced to...
And it's not over, Zed's here.
Zed comes down for the gank. He's in the brush there. You see him on the left-hand side. Caitlyn walking back, but she's sticking around. Zed, not sure if he's actually going to back in this situation.
Wolf smite.
You see the pink ward there that gets stuck into him. He backs off. Trundle and Gnar continuing to farm up and top.
Yeah, that lane at the current moment favors Trundle because Gnar just went mega. When they both go into melee forms, and Trundle has more of an advantage because in melee, he just out-trades the Gnar single-handedly. And at the moment, if he keeps on getting this CS without getting poked out, he is sitting in a very comfortable position to just get a lead.
Well, bottom is still pushed up. No gold lead really for blue just yet as Death Sentence goes too short. We do see the Zed trying to push this wave out in mid, but everything's slowed down to a bit of a halt. Inside of Team Alpha, they're looking pretty good here in this early game.
Team Alpha, they're just getting small things on the map that are adding up to more and more. They've only got a 100 gold lead, but already you can see them having the positional advantage on this map, doing very well for themselves.
Nah, trying to proc with the boomerang as you now see Elise sitting in this brush here. It's not warded, so they're really not going to know this one. Janna's here, but
oh, they got it!
Wow, actually gets it even with the Caitlyn net, and everyone's in. There's the Cocoon, finishes it with Willaris. Culling goes into the Janna. They're not going to finish that one, but that's all they need.
Wow, that was one of the best hooks that I've seen this entire day. I'm sure we've only seen this game, but at the very least, he threaded that all the way around. It went around the minion.
Just started. Just started. Best hook all day.
Jake, it was a pretty good hook.
It's only 11 o'clock.
It was a good hook. Was definitely a good hook, and because he bent it right around the minions, hit the Caitlyn, that's all they needed because it makes a perfect line straight for the Cocoon to stun her up, and that was an easy kill.
Well, Annie has the stun, but Thunderlord's proc in there. Deathmark's going to get used. Flashes, Ignite, that's going to be the tick. Zed has got it. That was not the tip you want to see, but he's going nuts. Hex Drinker's going to come through, but he's still going to be fine.
Yeah, just needs to walk under his turret to really neutralize Tibbers, and this is what we were talking about. You need to fight the Annie before she gets her Zhonya. As soon as she gets it, you won't be able to. She hasn't got it, and you also saw her burn her son on one of the minions to last hit. That's when you go in. That was excellent map awareness of Zed to also note that the enemy jungler was not around, and he just managed to pick up that 1v1 solo kill.
Well, we're seeing first items built for all these players coming through. There's a side stone on the Janna, but the Thresh only has that Ruby Crystal. Bit of extra health to deal with the harass coming in. This Gnar top lane hasn't been as successful as we thought. The Trundle actually surviving, using that passive, getting a lot of their health back in this trade-off. Narbar's going to be up, the passive. He does get the trade again. Hyperdrive proc once, but only once.
That's all you need. One time is all you need in order to get that small trade advantage in your favor. This is what we're talking about. You take a look at the lanes, right? All you need is those small advantages, and at the very least, if the enemy use all of their potions, all of their cookies, then you're out trading them, and you either force them back, zone them out, or you get the fight like this.
The flash play, the box goes down, Death Sentence into Janna. Does he have culling up again? I think he actually does. He goes with the flash. Willaris comes over, and now he's 2-0-0.
There's nothing really to say about that. Once again, we see the Thresh just threading the needle with his hook. And if this keeps on happening in the lane, it's going to be so painful for everyone.
Culling goes in, flashes him back into range. Net is used, but here's the Malphite, unstoppable force. Gets out though, good dark passage from the Thresh. Willaris stays in the lane though. Remember that Malphite, once he uses the ultimate, he's got really no other way of engaging.
Hyper Psycho is a beast right here. He's not only doing the perfect hooks and the perfect engages for his own ADC, but he's using the perfect hooks, the perfect lanterns to get him out into safety. His positional awareness is so good in this lane.
Well, Zed looking pretty comfortable in this mid lane, getting closer to the more of Mount Mortis if he wants to start that, but might be going for the Yomus now that he has the magic resist. Sonya's almost complete for the Annie, but she's suffering in this lane.
Oh, Thresh is caught.
Might actually get Tivers here as everyone goes on to him. The Janna trying to help with the engagement. I think we know Thresh is going to go down.
That was really questionable, standing in that brush trying to take out that pink when you know that the enemy mid laner is moving towards you. You know that the enemy jungler is nowhere near to be seen, but he dodges the stun.
Well, actually dodges the stun and he has nothing to get out. Look at that spinning spiral of death. He gets on a killing spree as Willaris is trying to 1v2. Oh my god, almost outplays it. Really good exhaust from the Janna.
At the end of the day, that was two shields coming out of Janna that just narrowly swung the fight back into the favor of the Caitlyn, but she was a little bit too late. If it was a straight 1v1, then Lucian would have got it so comfortably. This is maybe Willaris overstepping his bounds, feeling way too cocky, and he pays for it with his life.
Well, still 2-1-0, has the Cull, 50 stacks down, another 50 to go. Gnar hasn't actually backed yet, he's got the Doran shield. Neither has Trundle really, it's just all been about farm for this top laner, and Trundle trying to race against the clock here. 100 CS on the 12 minutes. Gnar's actually fallen behind. Definitely a skill matchup in this top lane, even though it should be a counter.
Yeah, you take a look at this top lane and you wonder to yourself, well, what else can Trundle really do? Can he harass out the Gnar? No, he can't. Can he outtrade the Gnar? Very circumstantial, but in general, no, he can't, because Gnar's very unlikely to just go into melee form without good reason. Can he teleport to teamfights? He's not tanky enough to do it at the current moment. All he can do is race against the clock, and at the current moment, he's doing it very nicely, but in the bot side, Malphite's here.
Well, Malphite is actually going to jump over a ward. Probably should have just gotten rid of and left. Whole bot lane backs off. They're not going to risk this unstoppable
Zed's
force coming
down
through. Zed is going to follow this one. He's 3-1-0. Malphite comes back in. 145 on this Drake, so if they make a bot play, definitely opens up the map for them. And this first Drake would be really important. It is a Cloud Drake, so not a massive priority, but with a Malphite, that is it's a good Drake.
And even though you might say that it's not a priority Drake, one of the things you always got to consider, especially in this tournament where we've seen a lot of games go late.
Again, dodges the stun. Tibbers comes out. You know he's dead once again. Oh, the Zonyas. Didn't actually know he finished that one, but both teams outplaying each other as the Malphite has to flash over. The Cocoon's not going to land. Willaris is a menace in this bottom lane. Looks to bring out the culling there. Yeah, there's the shield. Malphite has the unstoppable force, so not going to use it this time. Box comes out as a precaution.
Take a look at this. We cannot overstate the importance of this Thresh in the matchup, because not only does he use his hooks aggressively to start fights and to get those kills for his laner, but also he uses his hooks as a defensive mechanism, because even if you're pulling the Malphite towards you, you're still slowing his movement towards you, and at the end of the day, that gives you enough time to get your ADC out to safety.
Well, Malphite moving topside now. 30 seconds on that Drake, and it looks like bot is open for the side of Alpha team. Remember, Alpha is blue. Snap on the red there. He will be getting his red, and then possibly moving topside. This Trundle's got way too much freedom. He's gone for Titanic Hydra. Hasn't actually gone for Ravenous, so not looking for the lifesteal here. Looking for the split push potential. You do get it out of Ravenous.
You do, and you also get a lot of the minion killing AoE potential, which is more or less what Trundle needs in order to trade in this lane. But funnily enough, the top lane hasn't really been focused by either us or the junglers on either side of the map, and it's for good reason. It's because if you just leave this lane to its own devices, and both of them are going to scale up, it's going to be a skill matchup, and they do two different things. Trundle is that unstoppable menace who runs towards you, and Nah is that champion who just goes inside of you and tries to get the multi-man stun off. Either way, if you don't touch the lane, it's still going to scale up just fine because they do two different things.
Well, you're the one that just said Nah goes inside of you, so I won't argue with that. But 3-1-0 on the set. He's got 2 items now as Elise moves top. Actually has so much mobility coming through, and that's going to be from the Mobos on those boots. As the Runic Echoes 0, 0, and 2. Had a little bit of a kill participation, and this mid lane keeps on trading back and forth. These things slow down, but Malphite's now mid. Yova's top, Tim is a little bit late, but that unstoppable force was timed so well. Sonya's again to counter, and this mid lane now is just stalemate, even with the Malphite.
It is, and Zed, if he ever wants to find more of a lead than he currently has, he needs to go to the side lanes, even the top lane, I argue.
Oh, this time Annie might actually have it. He goes back to his shadow, waiting for one more auto. Gonna get the shutdown as Trundle is here, has the subjugate available to him. At least, you gonna come out of the bush or what? No, actually, wait, point blank. And that is so well played as Descendants down bottom. We've got action all over the map. There's the flash, ignite. Monsoon comes out of Nami. Sorry, that's not a Nami.
No, it's a Janna. What are you talking about, Jay?
Same thing, different spell, right? Whoa! Willaris gets crit, and now it's the Thresh 1v2. He's going for promotion here. I don't even know what the Janna just did, but probably should not have been traded.
She stepped into the box wall and she gives up her own life. Very strange to see that. Maybe she was assuming that Caitlyn would have ran into it. Not too certain what happened over there, but should not have been a trade over. Should have been a clean, crisp kill for Alpha. Instead, they managed to get one back, so it's not the worst thing.
Well, it wasn't. And that's always going to be over his head that he died to a Thresh box. I mean, like, I know it does damage, but it doesn't do that much damage. Hyper now comes in,
a lot.
Annie's stun is there, locks up the Threshers. Cocoon will land. There's the death sentence. And look at the Elise Zed combo, just doing so much burst potential at the moment.
Alright, we were arguing that Zed should go into other lanes, but hey, if you get 3 people into your own lane, I guess that also works. I guess if you time it so that Annie's Sonya's is still in full, and it still is as we're talking, then it still works, and they managed to pick up this kill, which should also translate into first brick.
Yep, there's the first brick on the side of Alpha team.
They're not going to stop.
Strong bid. They're going to get actually sandwich here as the Cocoon misses. Nah gets the hyperdrive and the speed up. Rest of Red come in here as Willaris pops the Yo move. Not going to find much. Mega Narbar. Going to be up pretty soon. Willaris. Going to have to be careful here in the mid if he wants to take away his life. He's going to be fine. Cull is fully stacked up. And now Horror is just split pushing in that top lane. Nah has to answer. And Dragon is an opportunity for Alpha team.
That's what you want. You want your Cull to be fully popped because once you get that, you're essentially just sitting on free stats, but it's not free because Malphite wants it.
Yeah, he actually has the ultimate coming through here as well if he wants to use it. Looks like there is a couple of knockups coming through, but doesn't do much. Culling is now going to find Caitlyn, but not all of the damage. Teleport is cancelled. Trundle stays top. He's going to go back there, farm it up. And that is a free Cloud Drake for Alpha team.
It's not quite over yet because Sopop on the Nah, he is coming down. He's just left this lane free for the Trundle. Trundle might just go for the CS and maybe even the turret.
Yeah, but not sure what he's doing here. He goes mid, then he goes back top. Zed backs off. He loses vision of him. Now we look at the score at 19 minutes into the game, moving into the mid-game stages, and a 4K gold lead for Alpha team with Baron up in 50 seconds. Rift Herald not prioritized by either of these teams. 2 Drakes actually on the scoreboard here. As one turret goes down, first brick going to be a massive part of that gold lead. Yeah,
it's such a huge lead, and when it's less than 3k, you take a look at it and say, don't split it over, because spread over 5 members is not really going to be that much of an advantage, but if you have to give it over to more than 4k advantage, that's when you have to start worrying about the lead that your enemy have.
Well, Trundle instinctively know that Rift Herald was a backing point there. It is actually going to leave the Rift for now. The league game continues. Baron up in 10. It's a high priority that Blue actually might take an early Baron.
Watch this, watch a hook.
Their sentence goes a little bit wide. Willaris pops the Youmuu's anyway, but they're not going to follow it up.
It's not terrible because Youmuu's has one of the lowest cooldowns of all active items in the game. However, having said that, Zed is in the bot side.
Well, he actually gets spotted by a ward, but they stick around the turret anyway. A lot of zoning power as Death Sentence misses again, but Zed comes in with a bit of a burst trade. Shadow's still there. Thresh tanks up an extra turret shot more than he needed to. Minion wave here, Dark Passage to get him out as the tower is shielded. Forecast Girl just keeps on trucking in this bottom lane.
Here we go, Elise wants this.
Yeah, actually not going to find the cocoon. Glided away from Soap Chilling Smite, as now he has to flash. The Elise doesn't really care about the turret. They're chasing him down, the subjugate comes through, and Elise pops for, what, the second time in this game.
Yeah, having said that, she meets Malphite in the jungle. What is this? How's this gonna go? Malphite does have ultimate.
Look, I don't think Malphite could actually win this trade, but nice little kill at his own. Chilling Smite again, Malphite has to use the ult as an escape tool.
Well, at the very least, he's unstoppable, gets himself out to safety, but you have to question whether it was worth.
Yeah, there's Death Sentence again in play. Fox put down, culling into the Monsoon, but the Monsoon does not zone, doesn't do its job. Ace in the hole, not even able to be used there. Another Death Sentence, and a Death Sentence creates a double kill for Willaris.
If you ever have to use Ace in the hole, don't use it at a point in which you can just order the enemy, because it forces you to channel it. It is such a long channel time for the damage that it does, and your enemy can just run around you and try to do all of their abilities within that short burst period of time. So you're going to lose out every single time. Watch this, Malphite does not have ultimate. They can easily just push this wave.
Well, Willaris is going to proc his shield out a little bit there as the turret is going to get rid of this minion wave, but that is top turret. That's the second turret for the boys on Alpha Team. Is look at Nah. You know he's going to go down, folks, if they can get onto him. He gets slowed, and Zed is now 5-2-0 onto his third item here, which looks like it's going to be, what, a Black Cleaver coming through.
Yeah, so we're in the mid-game portion right now, and we see the rotations come out for Alpha Team. They are just moving around the map so much more ably than Snapu is, and Snapu, they're really playing so reactively. Not only that, but they're losing the reactions every single time.
Well, Zed's going to come back into the mid lane, just farm it up here a little bit. Beating the Annie is a really big achievement, but beating the Nah as a Trundle pre-6 and even sort of pre-11 when Nah gets that massive power spike is huge for the Trundle. He's got a Titanic Hydra, a bit of a surprise build coming through. He's going to back off now. We do look at the gold, and I think he's got 2k in his inventory. Look at the Elise, 3.5k in the inventory, doesn't need to back. Hasn't backed in a long time.
I mean, what else would you
Press
buy
the
on
B
Elise?
button.
What would you buy, Jake?
I don't know, maybe you could buy... He might be going for the Rabadons. He might be going for the Rabadons flat.
You want the straight full AP Elise?
Look at the gold, 3.6k.
She can buy it if she wants.
She went back, she got a Proto Belt straight out. And goes to the Spectre's Cal. That's a massive buy for the Elise. 12-5 on Alpha Team. Another turret goes down. That's all of the tier 1s down. 8k gold lead for them as well. As Zed continues to scale into the mid game. He's coming into his power trough. And he's still 5-2.
Oh, Willaris wants this one.
Goes for the culling solo against the Caitlyn. 1v1's that Dark Passage for extra safety. Now mid gets looked at. Zed might come back into this. Killer comes up, but Subjugate is up for Trundle.
That 1v1 was with a turret as well, and even then Willaris just manages to brute force his way into an easy kill. This guy is so far ahead. Well,
Willaris is going to get the Gromp here and keep stealing away fast from the Malphite. Actually smites it, so really good job from the Malphite, who's 102 CS, surprisingly. Elite doesn't even have that much. He's got 5 out of 13 kill participation. Malphite hasn't been in that many kills. Cocoon misses, but Death Sentence does not have to flash out Protobelt used from the Elite. They now start sieging the bottom side of the map.
Protobelt is such a great item because it just allows you to have more mobility than you usually have. Speaking of mobility though, they might want to move away from the Annie because she does have a potential for a 5-man Timbers.
Well, 5 members bot here. Trundle stopped pushing his group with the team. And so has the Nah actually, so we might see a team fight very shortly. Mid-game stage, and look at the case. He doesn't even need to ult, but he flashes on top of her. Gets absolutely demolished.
By getting that perfect advantage without using his ultimate, he can now dodge out one very important spell. be it the
Oh my
stun
god,
from
he's
Annie.
gonna do it again as Tibbers comes down, Dark Passage there. Annie has to Zonius as a two-man knock-up on the unstoppable force. Gets shut down, in fact Annie lives, but look at the Elise, flashes past everyone, and now is on a double kill, looking for the triples. The Cocoon lands. Malphite has no way of getting out of this. Death Sentence not gonna land, but the Elise is following it up with a Trundle. That's the triple kill. And 3 members remain here as a strong 4-for-1 trade.
You were questioning the Elise. You said, hey, she's sitting on 3.5, 3.6k gold. Why isn't she backing? Why isn't she buying anything? She was considering the perfect thing that they need for this situation. You know what it was? It was the Proto Belt. It secured her the second kill. It secured her team the third kill of the team fight. And now they managed to get a free turret out of that one.
The free turret is going to be an extra 12k gold added to the list. Well, that's going to be in total. Anyways, 5 turrets to 0, 2 dragons. And the next one's coming up. Next one's going to be a Mountain Drake for the side of Alpha Team. They have this one locked down. Willaris so confident at the moment. He's just splitting.
Yeah, that's exactly what Willaris wants to do. And if they want to go down to pick up that that Mountain Dragon, then you can take a look at the dragons and say, sure, they don't really mix with each other, they don't really assist each other out because they're just lowly dragons. However, one of the huge things that we see in these prolonged games is the Elder Drake come to such an important length. And once you get 3 to 4 dragons above that Elder Drake, you're really sitting in a position where you force the enemy to contest it lest they want to face a huge amount of true damage burn.
Well, a lot of grouping coming on the side of Snapu as they want to stick together, make sure this Malphite ultimate can be used in conjunction with the Annie Tibbers. 3, 5, and 1 on this. Annie has some Rylai's. Struggling to sort of come into fruition as the Zonia's, at least he got the core item coming through. I mean, really smart pickup, but the Zed is just so massive at the moment, doesn't really need the ult to pop anyone. As the teleport is going to come through here. Zed has the shadow if he wants to go back. Trundle's in here. They're looking at this Drake. This actually might be really bad for Malphite. He does secure the Mountain Drake, but at what cost? The pillar goes up. Dark Passage into the Malphite, and they're slowly crushing this team fight as Annie has to use Zonia's a double kill for Lucian. Willaris going nuts on the AD carry, but look at the Elite. 1v2, misses the Cocoon. Not sure it's going to matter. It's a triple kill for Willaris. He's looking to clean this up. This might be the first penta of the MSI Gaming Arena as he looks for the 4th. Oh my god, that's a second scumbag in 2 days.
No, that is heartbreaking. We wanted to see some massive numbers come up.
Feels really bad. The smug look on his face. You can see he's really devastated by that one, but they continue to siege up in the bottom part of this map. The gold lead is so immense, 13k. And although Mountain Drake goes over to the side of Snapu, they lose a huge team fight. They're going to lose the bottom turret and the inhibitor.
Well, here's a question. Would you be mad if you won a 4-for-1 trade? Because I certainly wouldn't be. Even if my last kill was stolen away from me, I get so much gold, even from the assist of the final one with 3 of the other kills. I get so much from the turret, and we get so much positional advantage from the bot inhibitor. I'm not angry at all. I'm pretty happy with that trade.
Definitely not angry about that one if you're in their position, but gold lead keeps on spreading out. The farm on this set has kind of led the charge. You can see Willaris is now looking for the culling, but gets blocked by a minion wave. Nah comes in. It's going to be a 3v1. He doesn't have any mana. He might be caught out here. Dark Passage with the flash. You know, Willaris is...
Fancy feet.
He's done this before.
Yeah, he's been in this tango many times before. He knows the correct step to take. It was a flash to the Dark Passage.
Dark Passage, just right.
Gets him out
Threshland.
Threshland.
And he's now 8-2-2 with a static shiv to add to the list. Doesn't even go for the Phantom Dance and knows that he doesn't need to duel. He's already got the potential. Has the Hex Drinker to add to the list. Serrated Dirt going to be added there. Looks like the Maw will be completed next. Almost 4 items on this Lucian at 28 minutes.
Yeah, and this Lucian is just so far ahead of this Caitlyn. If you take a look at Caitlyn's contribution to team fights, she can't even use her ace in a hole because it barely does anything for her. It barely does anything for a team, and at best, it just forces the support to step a little bit ahead.
Well, Willaris comfortably going to be splitting this mid if he chooses, and he has the stun up, but... And that's Caitlyn's traps for you, of course, laid across the whole mid lane.
It really forces you to funnel all the way through that narrow corridor that can get heavily CC'd up.
Their sentence misses here so they don't engage. Trundle on the side has actually been leading the charge in a lot of these team fights. 1-0 and 6 on this Trundle, and he has been splitting, but more importantly, he's been making more of an impact in team fights than not.
Well, that's what we want to see out of the Trundle. Essentially, he is that person who wants to step in the middle of team fights. If ever there were going to be a point, it has to be him.
Well, Yomu's popped just in case the engage was going to come from the Unstoppable Force. Annie does have Flash and the Ignite. The engage potential off the red side here is huge. All they need is that pick.
Yeah, and watching Snapu at the current moment, because they backed off so far ahead, watch Zed.
Wow, Zed goes in on the Caitlyn. Nothing the Caitlyn can do. Look at this. Just a matter of time as he picks up yet another kill. Tara's going to go down as well. The lead is now 15k at the mid-game mark.
Yeah, wow, 15k gold lead at the current moment. There's not a lot Snapu can do. They've even got the numbers disadvantage and the Annie gets scored.
Well, the culling goes into the Timbers now with a nice block. Monsoon to heal everyone up. Just sits there and takes it. The Malphite tries to knock out Horror. Willaris has to get out as well. He's probably going to go down here. Shut down from the Annie. This could be a good team fight for them. But all of a sudden, the Elite comes in and starts wrecking face. Is now Thresh for some reason gets a double kill. He's looking for the triple. And even the support's picking up kills.
Yeah, you have to give props to Willaris, even though he was the only person who died for his team in that trade. He was just standing in the correct position for the longest time. He even got nudged into a wall, but instead of getting Malphite ulted after that, he dashed out of the way, and he committed so many resources on the enemy team to killing him. At that point, Trundle was pretty much standing there.
Oh my god, Flash Cocoon. Death sentence play. He's going to go down. Thresh gets a 4th kill. Somehow.
Oh my, Thresh, he's sitting so comfortably on this, and once
He's got more
again,
kills than Trundle.
yeah, it speaks to the power of this team comp. You commit so many resources after killing the Lucian, and then you're standing right next to Trundle, who's just beating down on you with his fluff. Well,
Siege continues as you see the Zed is just sitting so comfortably in the base. He's going to walk past his turret, no threat whatsoever. Now mid could be sieged here. Last defense coming through, 31 minutes into the game. They've done well to last this long, but next Drake is coming up. Something tells me we probably won't see it. Baron is available as well if they go for it, but they can just keep sieging.
Yeah, they could just keep sieging. One of the things that they could do just to be completely safe is to go for the Baron for the final close. It's one of the safest options in the game because you have 2 inhibitors down for the enemy team. They cannot even leave their base to contest, because if they do, you just run rings around the Baron and essentially let them finish off the game. Either way you spin it, Alpha team, they're just sitting in such a commanding position.
Well, 3 item power spikes coming for Alpha team at the moment, whereas Snapu trying to build their 2nd item across the board. This game, it looks absolutely dominating. That's what you hear is the inhibitor coming up very soon. Just trying to defend these waves. Zed is coming very comfortably from the mid lane. Now Willaris going to join him. Jumps in with a shadow. Willaris uses his dash. Remember, very low cooldown at this side. Look at the Zed trying to 1v4 in this situation. He's going absolutely nuts. Ace in the hole hits Willaris here as the culling is used to force back. Death sentence with the Gnarl. He's going to get locked down, but Thresh is so tanky. Unstoppable force under Willaris. He's still backbiting this one. So strong here. X-Trigger going to keep him alive. Death sentence to lock down the Malphite. He's going to go down, and Willaris, you're looking for your quad to kill this time. But Thresh has already stolen it as the Zed forces Annie into his Zhonya's. He's still going to die. For some reason, that didn't hit, but there's a, wow, okay. Lost for words as Blue just crushes these team fights. Almost a 20k gold lead. Who's going to be able to defend this base?
Nobody, and that was one fight that Blue certainly should have lost. However, you take a look at the Zed, he got caught 1v4. Yep. He manages to live with his fancy shadow work. You take a look at Willaris on the Lucian, he also should have been caught in that last fight, but he wasn't, and right now they just want to finish. Well,
everyone's going to muck around here at the next, but you know what's going on. I mean, it's absolute domination coming through, 30 to 8, culling to seal the deal, and ladies and gentlemen, that is Alpha team picking up a very convincing victory at the start of day 2.
Welcome to the Winners Club, Alpha team, because you finally picked up a victory. You finally kicked off your record. Let's see how far you go.
Well, long time coming. These guys waited very patiently yesterday and definitely deserve the win here. Very well played, of course, to Snapu as well. They held out that long. They had some good convincing team fights, but end of the day, the Elise doing quite a lot of work in this jungle.
Also the Thresh.
That's exactly right. Everyone pitched in that team composition. Ladies and gents, welcome to the MSI Gaming Arena for day number 2, 2016. a massive League of Legends event held all over Australia. If you can't join us here